What's going on, guys? It's David here. This is week 8 of training, and we're approximately 2 weeks out now from the powerlifting competition. And this week of training has been the most intense and just horrible training session to date. Now, I pretty much say that every week, but this time I really do mean it. Partly it's because of the intensity, the other part is just some of my other obviously commitments have changed, and obviously I'm trying to drop a bit of weight to meet 75 kilos. So to start off with these squats, obviously this is 105 kilos. I'm actually quite happy with how I managed these sets going on one with the other. Did have to take a lot of rest in between, but obviously I was very happy with actually the depth on these sets. The only one that was unhappy with was the last set, and that is this one that you're seeing on screen right here. So to highlight why I'm unhappy with this set is more so just because of the depth. It's not really as deep as I could have gone. I think that to some degree as well, obviously it's the angle of the camera that I've pointed it at. So obviously it doesn't really highlight the actual depth, as obviously the best way to assess it is more normally from the front, where you can see the hip crease. But what can you really do, hey? I mean, I went as deep as I felt like I could at the time, and if it's not deep enough, then that's fair enough. I mean, this was a very, very hard set, considering this is the last one, and this is the heaviest 5x5 that I've done to date. So, moving on with the bench press now. This has been progressing very nicely. I'm actually quite happy with how this has been in terms of overall touch and go. From actually the eccentric portion, when I'm actually going towards touching the chest, there's actually a lot of speed there. I don't actually feel that my arms are too wobbly, but generally I'm feeling there's a lot of power there. I'm feeling a little bit more confident with the bench press, and generally this is the first time that I've actually managed to do this 5x5 without any issues. So here, even I've got a spotter here. I didn't actually feel like I needed a spotter, but obviously for the last 2 sets I thought we'd best play it safe. Otherwise, don't want to die or have to do a roll of shame. Yeah, so a little bit of a struggle with that last rep, but it wasn't too bad, and I didn't really bounce it too much off my chest. So here we are with our deadlift warm up. So generally, as a rule of thumb, if the warm up feels pretty good, then obviously I know that obviously my main big set is going to be actually pretty good as well. So 145 smoothly, and now we've got a big PR alert coming along here. So, as you can tell, obviously really happy with that. 162.5 kilos, a weight that I've never lifted before ever, and I've done it for a double and towards the end of my training. So, onto the squat day. This is a new day now, so I've literally come back from work on this particular day, slept about 6.5 hours consistently throughout the week due to my new job, and I haven't really eaten much in preparation for this, so I'm kind of hungry during training. So going through my warm-up sets, these actually felt not too bad. The 115 here was a little bit rougher than I expected, but I thought going for the 130 should be feasible, so we just have to try it out, just hope for the best really. So going for that, obviously initially trying to take my breath first of all, and obviously before I actually unrack, obviously I'm preparing my mindset here, actually thinking and making sure that I can do that. So take my breath, obviously get my positioning for my feet, and then just take my time and let the bar settle down before I actually prep first of all. So as I settle down, obviously I'm making sure I can go as deep as I can. This first rep wasn't too bad. As we go into our second rep here, obviously I'm just taking my breath, taking my time in. You can kind of see here what happened, and I think part of that's just, frankly, I was a little bit tired and I just didn't feel like there was much force to actually push myself back up. Anyway, enough excuses. So that kind of concludes this week's training session. Video, and obviously have a good one, guys. See you in the next one. Peace out.